Welcome back to the Pool Remodel Pros Podcast. I'm your host, James Cawthorne, and today we are previewing Pool Service Appreciation Day happening Saturday, March 7th, 2026, here at Allen Smith Pools in Orange, California. Joining me today is Eric Knight from Watershape University. He's teaching a feature class, and Jeff Smith, president of Allen Smith Pools. Gentlemen, thank you for being here today.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us on, James.
For anyone new, this is our annual thank you to the pros who keeps pools safe and beautiful. Jeff, can you give us an elevator pitch really quick of what this day is about?
Yeah, Pool Service Appreciation Day. We've been doing it. I think this is going on our about 14th year now. What we do is it's just as a company, Allen Smith Pools, we've always been really tight-knit with the pool service community. We've gotten a lot of business, frankly, from them, and we really appreciate it. So we created a Pool Service Appreciation Day where we have education, we've got breakfast, we've got lunch, we've got prizes, we got vendors, keep it lighthearted, fun, a lot of free giveaways, and it's just an annual event that's kind of taken on a life of its own. We always try to bring in the best speakers and the best food. We got in and out trucks coming this year and some other big things. So that's my elevator pitch. It's a fun event and it's been free, for many years.
Just stop right there. You had me at in and out. East
Yeah,
Coast guy.
Are you a double guy?
Oh, I've gone the 4x, but as an East Coast guy, in and out's like a delicacy to me. So yes, I'll be there. Actually, I don't even know what I'm teaching. I'm just there for the in and out.
So is Shake Shack or In and Out better, Eric?
In and out. They're good, but in and out.
I like it.
I knew there's a reason I liked you, Eric.
I just realized we're all wearing hats, and I hardly ever wear a hat, but we just got these hats in. So I just wanted to feel like you California boys.
You're good.
I look good. Food, education, and 50 plus vendor partners showing up. Simple formula, huge impact. And then Eric, thanks for joining us. You're leading a class that's already getting buzz around the pool community. Can you tell us a little bit about what it's called and who's it for?
Well, I don't remember the exact name that we landed on. Jeff and I were kind of going back and forth, but Jeff called me up. Actually, I was at the Master Pools Guild thing in Canada when he called me. I remember that because I was in the airport in Vancouver, and we were talking for quite a while about, people keep asking for a chemistry class specifically for plaster pools. And obviously, Allen Smith Pools renovates, remodels, and replasters pools. So it's pretty pertinent to your audience, I would say. And of course, we helped develop the Orenda startup over the years. And I'm very familiar with water and cement chemistry with all my years at Orenda. And now at Watershape University, we have a plaster class where I do 2 hours of cement and water chemistry. So this is kind of a custom class based on what Jeff and I discussed for the service pro who's going to deal with plaster pools, not only startup chemistry, but ongoing maintenance to prevent future issues so that the water doesn't attack the plaster. And if you've ever taken a class with me, I'm pretty flexible up until the day of, or even in the moment if I have to pivot, because this information I've taught so many times that I'm not too worried about it, to be honest with you. I think it's going to go well. It's always pertinent to people who deal with these problems. They see it. For instance, a service pro who sees white lines down the side of the pool and they're getting blamed perhaps for bad chemistry or something like that. Well, I've never seen a pool fill left to right. As far as I know, gravity is a thing. So the pool always fills in a horizontal line from the bottom up. And so it's ways that you can sort of forensically identify what could have happened there, because no matter who's at fault, nobody wins if the plaster looks bad. Nobody. The homeowner especially loses, and they're the ones that matter the most. So we have to get on the same page with what we can do when those instances occur and everything that we can do to prevent them. And that's really what the class is about. We're going to do some forensic evaluation of what could have caused these common marks that you see, like a white bowl in the bottom of the pool, around the main drains, puddle marks, etc., and what you can do about them. Because a lot of people, they throw their hands up, and a lot of the questions I got at Orenda for all these years was, hey, we got these white spots in the pool. I'm getting blamed for it. What can I do? Well, we're going to talk about that.
2-hour class. It is called Plaster Startup and Beyond, Proven Strategies to Prevent Damage. And just a little background on how we picked it. Every year we do a survey after this event, and we ask, what speakers do you want? What classes do you want? 2 things we kept on hearing. Eric Knight, we want him to speak, and we want to hear more about taking care of your plaster. So that class is customized to really give some good concrete, usable, actionable things that these pool guys can do to protect this investment. These customers are putting in these expensive pool finishes. So there's going to be really good information.
I'm honored that people want to hear more, so I'm happy to be there. Thanks for the invitation.
Is this class free to attend?
Um, Eric's class is, since there's going to be a component of some accreditation, there will be a small charge for that class. And Allen Smith Pools, we've decided to chip in and pay the bulk of that. So if Eric, you want to get into that, it kind of ties into Watershapes a little bit, but it is going to be
Yeah.
a $200 class, and we're only going to charge $60.
Well, I believe students have to have some skin in the game to get the value out of the class, because otherwise sometimes people take a class and they're like, well, my boss sent me here and I don't really care. We're after the people who really want to learn this information. And yes, it will be an accredited class. I'm going through that process and it should be plenty of time before March. We are an accredited education institution at Watershape. So it's a pretty high bar to get to that level. I couldn't do it as a manufacturer. We weren't eligible for it. And yeah, there's a cost to it, but I want to applaud you, Jeff, and your team for absorbing the majority of that cost. Allen Smith Pools is paying Watershape University for that accredited class for the customers. So that's a big move. Customers, if you want to get this kind of information, paying $60 for a $200 class is a pretty good deal. So thank you, Jeff, for investing in that, because yeah, we do have hard costs that we have to do when we're producing these classes. And I think the future of education is not going to only have seminars at shows. Those are great. They should not go away. I firmly believe there should be more education available, more accessible to the pros. But at some point, we can get to a higher level and go deeper. And that's what this class is going to do.
Yeah, and that'll be from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. If you want to just come to the event and that's not part of your plans to take this class, you're still welcome to come. We are anticipating this class is going to fill up pretty quick. We'll put some links for this out pretty soon. But we already have quite a few people signed up. If you just want to come and enjoy the vendors and the food, you're more than welcome to do that as well. That part won't, there will be no charge for that. So that will be free. To get the best speakers, to get the best information, there is a little bit of investment this year. So appreciate you coming out.
Well, I appreciate you doing this for your customers, by the way, because that food feeding several hundred pros, that's not cheap. So the appreciation is real. We just hosted an event in Phoenix. We were just talking about, Jeff. I have it on very good experience now. That is not cheap. Feeding 200 people 2 meals is a big investment that you're making in the pros, and they come and they get meals, and that's great. They got classes, they get to see all the vendors. I was there, I want to say 3 years ago. I loved it. I thought it was a cool event. I'd never been there before. You had the grills going and you got to see all these vendors. And if I were a pro in Southern California in your area of service, I would be there. It was awesome.
Yeah, we even had people coming from San Diego up in Central California. I think we had some people from Arizona coming in too. So it's all are welcome. As long as you're in the pool service industry, or even if you're a builder, a contractor, you're more than welcome to come. Always get a lot of good feedback, and everyone's always asking us when is it going to be next year. This year, we're like I said, we're up in our game with the food, the in and out, and we're going to have a pretty cool grand prize. It's going to be a fishing trip over a $2,500 value with up to 4 people to go on a high-end fishing trip. So we're pretty excited about
Wow.
that.
Good.
Well, we didn't discuss this, but we're actually going to give you a prize to raffle off as well. And that's going to be any 2-day Watershape class of your choosing. You could split that across 2 employees if they want the 1-day chemistry class, for instance, or the 1-day core 4. You could do 2 students for that, but it's a $1,600 value. We're going to be raffling off one of those at your event
That's
as
awesome.
well.
Can you dive into a little bit, because I'm constantly learning about the pool service community and industry? What do those credits get you, Eric? If you get a certain amount of credits, what are those for?
Yeah, sure. That's a valid question. And while I am new to Watershape University, I didn't come here because of the accreditation. I didn't come here for the certifications. But to answer your question, depending on where you live, you have to have continuing education units called CEUs, or if PDH, which is professional development hours, for your licensing. So if you are licensed in the state to do certain work, you have to keep re-upping that licensure. Any major trade has this. The pool industry has fallen behind. or never actually caught up. Maybe it never fell behind. It just hasn't gotten to the level of plumbers, electricians, welders, those kind of things that require ongoing certification. And that's important because if I have, for instance, something go wrong in my house and I need an electrical expert, well, I need to know that that person coming into my house from the electrician company is licensed, that they know what they're doing, that they have done the prerequisite education to elevate our industry. And this is the main reason I came to Watershape, to elevate our industry so that we can recruit good people right out of high school as if we are another major trade, because the sheer size of these other trades dwarfs pools, because how many houses have a pool compared to how many have a roof and an air conditioner. But we should be up in the same level of respect and difficulty, because pool service is not an easy trade. You have to be decent with electrical, plumbing, chemistry, so many other things. In order to get our trade to that level, we need certification, and we need to be able to show and demonstrate we have been educated in this. We do have proficiency in this. And by the way, we're continually educating. So now enter Watershape University. While there are other options in the trade, in our industry for certification, this is one that we take a lot of pride in, where we are trying to go far above and beyond the minimum standards. We will not do transactional education where it's get butts and seats, get them certified, get them out. That is not our attitude, because what we want to do is we want to help any pro in this industry achieve mastery in whatever it is they want to do. We can bring in experts from all over the world, and we have, that can help you achieve mastery in whatever it is you want to do. Maybe it's tile, maybe it's plumbing, maybe it's electrical work and setting up automation systems, maybe it's pool construction. I don't know what it is, but we're building systems so that we can get legitimate paths for any discipline within our trade, so that when you're trying to recruit someone, Jeff, as an example, you run your company, you're trying to hire someone, you need new people. They're going to start probably at the ground level, entry level, of course. They need to learn the trade, right? If you're doing that, you have to show them a path, because when they get at the ground level, and this happens in pool weekly route service companies all the time, I hear about it. It's a hard job and it's hot out, and they go through a summer and people wash out like crazy because they don't see a future. They don't see what's next. They don't see what they can become in this industry. It's just a job to them. And if we don't show them a path that, hey, young man or young lady, there is meaningful work in this industry. There is a nice career that you can build for yourself if you're willing to apply yourself and do things right and just be consistent and keep sharpening. And that's the message that we want to do. We want to have certifications. We want to make sure that there's a path. And as of the last several months, I've been building the Watershape service track, which never existed before. And it's not completed yet, but the two foundational classes of it are the 8-hour essential water chemistry class and the 8-hour essential pool equipment class, which we call the Core 4. And we just filmed those. They're going to be available online. We just filmed those in Phoenix. And it's a bunch of short classes online, and then you have these hands-on in-person classes that you can get at trade shows. We want pros to get these certifications to demonstrate that they have a breadth of knowledge that's not just one thing. Oh, I know how to clean a pool. Fantastic. Do you know how to troubleshoot a heater? And if you don't, until you learn how to do that and demonstrate it through a certification, it's very hard for an employer to justify paying more if you can't add that extra value to the company. And eventually people tend to go on their own and whatever else, but the certifications follow you. So I know that's a very long-winded answer, but I wanted to get the why before I answered the what. The certifications matter because customers need to trust who is walking into their backyard. And if they don't trust who's walking into their backyard, we're never going to be viewed the same way as the big trades are. So yeah, that's my answer.
That's great, Eric.
Thanks.
And our little tagline for Pool Service Appreciation Day is uplifting the pool industry. So it goes right in line with, that's why we partnered with you on this event, because that's essentially what you're doing, is just trying to increase the professionalism of our industry across the whole.
Exactly right.
It's only
Exactly
good.
what Watershape
It's
does.
good for everybody. It's good for everybody for sure.
Mhm.
So once again, Eric's class is going to be 8 to 10 a.m. and that's on March 7th. That's a Saturday. James will put some details on this on how to sign up for that. And anything else, James, you want to cover?
You guys pretty much covered it all. So, in recap, we're going to have Eric Knight from Watershape University. It's a great accreditation to be able to grow in the industry, which I think is huge. Growing in any industry is huge, but especially in the pool service industry and having investment in yourself to grow further in this industry. Raising the bar for everyone. We're going to have food, prizes, even vendors, local vendors. A lot of pool services I ran to the last few years at these events, they don't know who to call as far as their vendor goes if they have a problem with the pool equipment and other items. So, it's great to have you here, Eric. It's great to put on this event here at Alan Smith Pools in Orange, California. Anything else you guys want to leave our audience with today?
Well, I would say this class alone does not have its own certification. It is a piece of a bigger certification. But so if you want to get, we're going to have 3 tiers of, honestly, I haven't finalized the names of these, but basically level 1, 2, and 3: service technician, professional technician, and master technician. So this will be one of a few electives that you can take to get to the credits to get that next level of certification. And it's a great way to do it because you're going to get fed, you're going to see a lot of vendors, and you can ask me questions in person rather than just watching me online and maybe emailing questions later. I like the interactivity. And it sounds like a bunch of your students, if they're requesting me to come teach, which I'm honored by, they already know that. They've probably taken classes with me before, and I try to be different. I try to not teach the same old way and the same old stuff. So my job is to create a lot of value for your students and show them there is a better way of doing things. And there's several better ways of doing things. I'm not going to say it has to be done this way every single time. No, there's some nuances, and we're going to talk about that. So people can ask questions, they can see what's best for their customers so that they can make informed decisions. And I'm honored to be there. I greatly appreciate being invited.
That was James's idea too, right? So kudos to James on In and Out. He really lobbied for that. There was some back and forth in the pre-planning meetings.
Yeah, James, there's not a lot of guys in this industry that are taller than I am. You're one of them, but I knew I liked you for some other reason. And now I realize it was In and Out and your great ideas for this event. So don't let it go to your head, but I'm very much
Try
looking
not
forward to this.
I just know everyone loves In and Out, so I'm hoping that helps. Obviously, Eric being here is going to be a huge draw. I don't know. In and Out might be a bigger draw than you, Erica.
Oh, no, no, it's not even comparable. I'm just getting the benefit of its coattails. So I'll just be swimming in In-N-Out's wake and collect the
There,
students from that.
there
Nice.
you go. Jeff, you want to leave our audience with anything?
I just appreciate Eric coming on and looking to have a couple hundred people at the event.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. A friendly reminder, so Pool Service Appreciation Day returns March 7th, 2026, starting at 8 a.m. Eric's class 8 to 10 a.m. After that will be a free event. Eric's event is a $60 sign-up fee. After that, we'll be having classes, vendors that are absolutely free. So if you do miss Eric's class, you're missing out. And we'll be having an In-N-Out truck, prizes, and giveaways afterwards. Seats are limited. Right now, we do have the link posted on Pool Service Appreciation Day Instagram handle. If you go on there, the link is there, and we'll also be posting in other places as well. And I'll put links in the description.
And we
Okay,
will put it on our website as well. So if they want to register
cool,
there,
awesome.
we'll make sure that we have that link that you just described. We'll put it on our website.
And James, just to clarify, you can just show up the Pool Service Appreciation Day the day of too, correct? If
Correct. So even if you didn't have a chance to sign up, you can still show up and attend Eric's event or the whole event in general.
Sweet. Well, thank you.
Covers
Thanks.
everything. Stay tuned for the next one.
Take care.
All right. Thanks.